Hello, hello. I'm wondering if people can see me because yeah, I'm not sure. But I am not able to go outside for my normal walk, mainly because I have Achilles tendonitis. It just flares up now and again. And it's one of the reasons I don't like to do running training. Well, I do running events, but not running training. And I still manage to run pretty well. And I think the reason for that is because I do a lot of walks. I do normal daily activity with heavy weights and that kind of thing. And I'm just generally active. But yeah, it's just this Achilles on my left side. And so to adapt, what I'm going to do is I have just some 5K G weights here. And I have one of these steps. You can just get them from hardware shops, just kind of like a corner shop, and it folds like this. So very compact. And this is what I did when I was first diagnosed, actually, is you just have one of these steps and then you take some weights. I'm pretty tired at the moment and I've got this Achilles tendonitis. And so very just easy today. Just going up and down. I'm going to do the right leg first. I'm going to do that for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to switch to the left leg. And then I'm going to go back to the right leg. Because I'm so tired today. Because I didn't sleep well. I don't know why, but I didn't. I was just lying there, not doing anything. Didn't have any stimulation. Normally, it's not an issue, but yeah, we carry on. Who cares? So, yeah, I'm gonna just set my timer. I'm gonna do my stepping up and down. As I say, normally, at this time in the morning, I would be on my long walk, and then I'd get down to being productive and having my day. But we're not doing that today, and we need to crack on. So I have to do this from home. So I'm doing like this abbreviated thing where it's more of a mindful thing. It's for my brain. And also, I've got my red light on. So, and there's a window there so I can see the daylight. And yeah, so Achilles tendonitis, the stepping doesn't impact it in a bad way. Actually helps it to heal. It's like an active recovery. I guess the kind of movement doesn't have that strain of my body pushing down on it because that's a lot of force. And also, I do calf raises and I go all the way up and all the way down with weight. And every time I've done that, it helps it to heal and then it's fine again. And I think it flares up when I'm lazy and I don't do those exercises. It needs to strengthen and I need to continue it. As it's a weak link and I need to make it stronger. You're only as strong as your weak link, they say. And so, yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to watch this. It's more just a bit of not necessarily fun, but an insight into a normal day for me. So, I'm going to set a timer. And so I'm going to do this for 10 minutes on my right side, then 10 minutes on my left side. And we can go at different paces. I'm going to start in 33 seconds because I've got it right there. And so, yeah. Also, it just sets me up for the day. And I've got quite a long day today. So I've got to be in central London because I don't live in central London. That would be crazy. All that pollution and noise and crap. Okay. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we start. So I'm starting at this kind of pace. Probably continue at this kind of pace just because, as I say, I'm really tired. And I've been very active. I was very active during the weekend, over the weekend. And that's, I think, why I developed that flare up of my Achilles, which I don't feel it at all doing this kind of exercise. And as I say, when I was having seizures after I was first diagnosed, this was the best exercise for me. So what I do is put on some music and I would let it just lift my mood really, because and also it gives you kind of like a mindlessness to the exercise. But doing without music, you can be more mindful. You can reflect, you can think about what you're doing in the day, what you have to do. And yeah, you can go at, you can increase the pace as, I just like it, you can increase the pace as you go along. Try and stand up as straight as you can. You can even increase the weight more, slow down and focus on each step. Or you could focus on the step down or the step up. You could be more explosive, you can adapt it. And so, yeah, I just think it's a good exercise to do. And I think there is some science about stepping up. So another thing is you can get bigger steps or you can get benches. Well, you don't want to buy a bench, but not inside. But you can get a bigger step, bigger elevation of some sort. And you can do that. And so it makes it harder. Or you could get a smaller step. And you can replicate walking if you're not able, for whatever reason, to go out and walk. Obviously, you will want to go out and walk because that's the best thing to do. You don't want to be doing this all the time. But I enjoy it. And as I say, I don't like to do a lot of running. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. So I only run once a week. I tried running twice a week and it just wasn't good for me. So other exercises I'll do, I like to row. I like to cycle. I like to swim if it's not a chlorinated pool or chlorinated swimming area. I think it's really good. And throughout the day today, I'm going to be interspersing my work with some push-ups and some pull-ups and maybe some squats and lunges. Just a few. And yeah, I'm moving on with the push-ups to do weighted push-ups. And I'm using, for the most part, a grease the groove approach, which gives you that neuromuscular adaptation. Because your body's getting used to the exercise. And you maintain that strength because you're doing low reps. So for example, I've got a pull-up bar just over the door in the kitchen. every time I walk past that, I'm going to do some pull-ups. They'll be very strict form, and they'll be slow. And so it forces my body to adapt to that and becomes stronger at doing really good strict form pull-ups. And I can tell that my fitness has somewhat declined at the moment. Maybe it hasn't because I'm talking as well as doing this, but I'm kind of a little bit breathless, but I could go on for a long time. And as I said before, like breathing is really important. I've got this phenomena that you can see on MRI reports, which says that I have these micro hemorrhages. It sounds really serious, but actually what is when I had the brain hemorrhage over 10 years ago, it caused these kind of deposits, this hemosiderin, the staining, around the surgical cavity from after I had the surgery. And so that larger hemorrhage caused this phenomenon known as these microhemorrhages, or I think microbleeds as well is what they can be caused. And if they become encapsulated over time, it can be more serious. However, my aim, and this is like a phenomenon that you'd see years later, and it's quite rare, but it's quite rare to live this long without a recurrence. So if I want to continue to not have a recurrence, or to not have some brain injury issue, which might make me more likely to have another hemorrhage or like a stroke or something, then I need to try and prevent it becoming problematic. And so I'm doing that through various means. And I think I'll be successful because it's kind of like a chess game. I'm always one step ahead. Nice metaphor with this. I'm always one step ahead of what possible scenarios will happen, whether it be a recurrence of my brain tumor or associated issues with long-term effects from the surgery or any other treatments. And so lots of considerations got in. And the brain tumor related epilepsy, it's not an issue for me when I'm doing exercise, which used to be. So that's a nice marker of healing, which we could see. I've got 1 minute left. So it goes fast when you're talking, but also it goes fast when you're in that state where you're drifting off into other thoughts. Mindfulness and meditating, which I see this as kind of a form of that, is not about emptying your brain of everything, but you can just let your mind wander, and that's what I'm doing. So I've got 15 seconds left. I'm gonna have a little break, and then I'll go again. Okay, right. My timer's gone off. And yes, it's just 5 kg dumbbells. I've got some water here. And I'll have that and then I'll go again. And then I'll do it twice more. And then I'll get on with my day. And today, as I say, not feeling great. So it's good to be doing something. I don't want to do nothing because it's about moving forward. Today's like a really bad day. And if today's a really bad day, then that's a good sign because bad day is still progress. I try to be really positive about these things. So that's the only way to be. And then, yeah, get out there. Another thing I like about this is it warms you up and it's really cold at the moment. And I would do this with no clothes normally, but I'm not going to do that in front of a camera. That's not ideal, not for me. But yeah. Move on to the left leg now. And I'll do that for another 10 minutes. And yeah, I don't know what else to talk about now. But this is my routine. Not really a routine. I don't like to do the same thing all the time. But it's something I do when I can't do anything else for whatever reason. And yeah, so we'll go again. And it's the left leg this time. So I like doing it with weights. When I was after my brain hemorrhage, wasn't able to do it with weights. So we have different levels. It's another time. Don't need that one. Yeah, we have different levels. And it's all about up here. Just keeping active, keep doing things. I'll still have a walk today, but it will be quite slow because of my Achilles. But I think that'll heal just fine for my run on Saturday, which I'm still getting decent times, but I don't want to stall with that. I can see that happening. So we start again on the left leg. This reminds me of my time when I used to be an exercise instructor a long time ago, before my diagnosis. And I did instruct one step class. It's actually one of the harder classes to do because you have to break things down. You have to go with the beat of the music. And also it's completely against my natural personality, which is quite introverted. So you have to create a character and you have to go with that. Much prefer this kind of thing. Whatever this kind of thing is, live streaming. And I'm doing more of my own research at the moment to complement the brain cancer study. And also I've got this cancer blood test, which if you are in the UK and you're interested in it, let me know. And I can provide access to that for you. Because with no cost, because it can be very expensive if you have it done privately. But if you do it as part of a trial, you don't pay anything. You just need to be able to get to London. That's the only thing. Because I think people who aren't from the UK don't realise that if you live, say, in Scotland or parts of Wales or up north or in Northern Ireland, it's not that easy to, or the Channel Islands, it's not as easy to get to London. So there's that. I'm being ultra mindful of my left leg with this one because that part of my Achilles on the left-hand side, and yeah, it's a specific region, even though the Achilles is quite small. It's this specific region that's causing me aggravation. And so I'm being mindful of how I step. And normally I wouldn't have this break after every 10 minutes, though I kind of like it. And if I were to increase the weight, I think that break could be good. Helpful. And allow me to fully engage with the exercise more. Also, like I said, it's good today because I'm not feeling good today. And if this is a day where I'm not feeling good, then as I say, it's a good sign. Because I've been in situations where a not good day is like chaos and depressing. So on a not good day now, I'm still very healthy and mentally sharp and ready for the day. It's got a bit lighter, so I'm going to get rid of these. And I would like to take off the vest, but it's not that kind of channel. And we have just over 5 minutes to go off the left leg. And as I say, throughout the day, I'll be interspersing my work with push-ups and pull-ups and some squats, lunges, maybe walking lunges, or some type of weighted exercise up a hill. Because that helps me. I enjoy it. Going upstairs I also like doing. I do that a lot actually, just in daily life. And as I said, most of the reason for doing this is my mental health. The other reason is after this, my blood ketones are going to be super high because I've been fasted for a while, and so it has that effect, exercise of this modality. Normally, because I wouldn't be talking, the breathing rate would be more therapeutic, let's say. But I just wanted to illustrate what it looks like. And so, as I said, this really complements ketogenesis. And if you can get fitter and have your breathing rate be more rhythmic and relaxed, then that further has a benefit for not provoking neurological issues, though at this time my seizure threshold and my threshold for other neurological issues is so high that it's not really much of an issue at all for me now. But I still need to be mindful that it could at some point. So again, it's about that chess game of staying a few moves, being prepared a few moves in advance. You can predict things based on your experiences, your feelings, and keeping up to date with the research. So what I like to do is to keep up with the research. I have a number of Google alerts for different subjects of neurological issues, let's say, that affect me, and also for the type of tumor that I had and its characteristics. And the short, medium, and long-term effects. Long-term can mean many, many years following diagnosis, if you can find much information about that. And so yeah, I have all these Google Scholar notifications in PubMed. And so I keep up to date because I'm constantly alerted. Same thing is true for things like, known causes and contributory factors for brain tumor development. Keep up to date with that as well. And things like metal toxicity and gadolinium deposition. And it helps me to keep up to date with that because I'm learning all the time. And if there are no conclusive findings, it gives me more information from which to develop new hypotheses and to add to my existing work as a kind of investigation. We've got 3 seconds. 2, 1, and 0. And you can see how quickly this goes. I'm really hot at the moment. I feel really hot. And so we'll have another little rest period. And we'll get back into it on the right leg. And I'm thinking for this, what I'll do is I'll do 5 minutes on the right, 5 on the left. Because if we're going for half an hour, I don't want to have that imbalance where I'm doing 10, 10, 10. Makes more sense to do 10, 10, 5, 5. And then that'll be it. And yeah, then I'll get on my merry way to central London. I'll walk to the station. My Achilles is warmed up, so there won't be any issue. The problem with the Achilles is it's very difficult to get blood flow to that particular area. So doing something like this really helps because it's taken that time to get that. And I think it's beneficial. I feel it. It's an anecdote, but anecdotes can sometimes be reliable. So let's not poo-poo that. And yeah, so it's going to be 5 minutes and 5 minutes. Okay. And I'm thinking, do I want to do that all in one go or have that break? I think I'll do it in one go. And I have some water because it's good for me to do, and I'll have my breathing catch up because that'll help me neurologically. It's not good if I'm hyperventilating or having these kind of issues. Just thinking about the brain because my body's fine. Get some ventilation, open this window. And that's what we need. Very important, having adequate ventilation if you've got any kind of neurological issue like that, which I still do, but on a low level. Okay, so I'm tempted to do some push-ups now, but I won't do that. I'll do it after this. And again, I'm doing weighted push-ups. And the other thing I'd say is this kind of exercise, because I'm so used to it, it doesn't feel like stress on my body. It kind of wakes me up and I feel good. And I'm not going to eat today until 2 p.m. because that's what I usually do. I'm not going to change that. It's good to stick to these regular routines if you're dealing with cancer or epilepsy or any kind of issues like that. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with this. And then I'm working on a meta-analysis at the moment, which is going to take about 2 years to complete. And I'm going to try and do it in as fast time as possible. I know it's likely to take that 2 years or even maybe a bit longer, but I'm going to split it up into lots of mini projects. So that would mean that I'm able to potentially publish some papers in the meantime, or at least share my findings in my writing or in other mediums. So I've got 6 seconds and then less talking and more action. So we're on the right leg again. And this is probably really boring for people watching, but I just thought it's a good idea. People often ask me about my day. People will ask for a day of eating, that kind of thing. It's really popular, really common. I would say that I used to weigh all my food to the exact gram. But now that I'm so much more active, I can kind of eyeball it and know what I'm looking for. I still weigh some things, but what I do is, if I'm more active, I add an extra meal. So I do 3 meals instead of 2. And I find that quite hard actually, but mainly because my appetite's not really there. Well, it is, but it varies quite significantly. And I have different modalities, let's say, for different days. So some days I'm 100% carnivore, or I don't like to say carnivore because for some people that just means steak and water. But for me, it's some very fatty cut of meat or eggs with extra egg yolks or oily fish. And once a week, what I'll do is I'll have cod liver, not cod liver oil, but the actual cod liver. And I actually like the taste of it. It's kind of mushy, but it's nice. It tastes very different to the liver of other animals. Just tastes very fishy, as you'd expect. And you probably notice from these live streams that I'm generally in a really good place mentally in my life. And it's taken a couple of years to get back to this. Partly it's because I've achieved some things in my life in terms of mental and spiritual goals, let's say. And I'm just in a really good state of mind. I'm able to help others, which helps with that. And as I say, this is mainly for my mental health. Having this kind of routine, setting me up for the day. I will do something later on for my hamstrings, because that's important to me, to strengthen my posterior chain. And I have a standing desk, so I'm not going to be sitting around, which helps too. Yeah, as I say, or as I've alluded to, I don't do this to look a certain way. I actually like the way I look, even though I'm quite skinny. Skinny, but very functional. And usually I stop or have breaks for neurological reasons. But it's nothing serious. It's just like a cautionary stop. Because you can overload your central nervous system. And that's not what we want. So I'm going to have a break in 8 seconds and move to the other leg. This is the worst workout video ever. You can't even see my legs. They do exist. So, yeah, I'm just gonna have a breather and then go back to it. So I have, I've got just a few minutes and then I have to get showered and dressed really quickly. And I have to leg it to the station. And what I do as well is, because I'm in London and the underground is disgusting. It has loads of contaminants in the air. You've got mold and all sorts of crap there. Because of that, you should take the overground, not the underground, even though it takes me longer to get to an overground station. And to make it quicker, I usually cycle there or walk very quickly. Because if I take a bus at this time, it's going to be absolutely packed, and I don't want that. I want an easy life. So sometimes I'll take a longer period of time to get to. I'm just trying to think what leg I was on. Right. Right, left, right, left. Okay, left leg. Yeah, usually I take the overground because it's less unhealthy. And yeah, my legs are feeling more mobile. I'll do a few walking lunges before I get in the shower after this. And then I'll scamper off on my merry way. And then I'll be ready to attack the day. It's a little rhyme for you. The trick to me doing these videos is I always feel like no one's actually watching it. And then afterwards I see people have actually watched it and I think, oh, okay. I'm not that boring after all. Or maybe I am, but helps people in certain areas of the world get to sleep or do whatever. So, left leg. And yeah, this feels kind of like a bit of a warm down. If I were to do this when I'm feeling good, I might increase the pace, or I might. What's better for me actually is to increase the weight and just carry on like this. And eventually I want to reduce the time and increase the weight. Because when I used to do badminton training, I played for Berkshire at one point. We had some gym sessions. I would do step-ups, but they would be like 10 to 12 repetitions with weights. And it would be more plyometric and heavier weight to this. And it wouldn't be like a step, it would be like this kind of thing. Oh, it was horrible. It's got someone shouting at you as well. This is a lot more relaxing in a way. Even though I still feel it, it's just very different. I also think we know that leg exercises have this benefit to the brain specifically compared to other types of exercise. And cardio has that too. So my kind of idea with this is to do these kind of exercises to strengthen those connections in my brain. They're involved in movement, which were damaged, which you can't really notice, and that's a good thing. But also relating to my speech, which again, you can't really notice at the moment, or in recent years, because I've worked really hard on it. But supposedly it helps with those connections and with brain-derived neurotropic factor to maintain the integrity of those neurons and that function at the synapses. Generating those signals as they should be, regulating those signals. Because with epilepsy, it becomes dysregulated. And they just fire off like crazy. Often spontaneously. But if you have any kind of, many types of acquired brain injury, and with usually brain tumor-related epilepsy, when disease is stable, or you're in remission, you will more likely have, I say more likely, I'd say you're more likely to have
type of epilepsy called reflex epilepsy, or there's another name which I can't think of at the moment, whereby it's not spontaneous. And what you're experiencing are called non-epileptic seizures. And those can be controlled through various means. The problem is that you could have many, many triggers and you don't know what they are. And so for me, what I did is I kept a very detailed diary, followed a very strict elimination diet, worked on all my lifestyle factors that could be attributing to those. I finished in 5 minutes. Could be attributing to those occurrences. Noted the kind of seizures, because you can have types of seizures that are caused by being on these medications for a long time, or anything that's altering your brain chemistry, or if you're spiking insulin. I don't know the word spike, but if you're having those insulin peaks and troughs, that can do it. So yeah, I guess there's some information there, but yeah, I don't have much time, so I'm gonna hop in the shower, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of push-ups and pull-ups throughout the day, and get on with my day. So hope you have a great day, and I hope you found this interesting in some way. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You can leave a comment either way. I'm happy to have bad comments as well as good. Bad, constructive maybe, but I don't mind negative comments or trolls. But yeah, say hi. Thanks for watching. Catherine, Jonathan, Lord Dream. And have a good day.